Hi, when he sent, she sent. I'm Tracy.
And I'm Shane.
If you're new here, we're so glad you found us.
And if you're back, welcome back.
Let's talk fragrance.
She said, sense that shine. Two noses, one love, fragrance divine.
Okay, in today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. We will be comparing three fragrances. There's original, and then you have the other two that's kind of clones, even though one of them is technically not a clone, it's a standalone fragrance. But we will see how well they compare to each other. Well, how well they compare to the original. And it's none other than Kilian's Angel Share.
Yep.
This is one that is very popular. People love it or hate it. I don't think I've ever heard or seen anyone say they hate it. But for sure I've seen people really like this one, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, so
this is really good. Okay. So how we're gonna do this.
So I'll put it on skin.
Okay.
I always like put it on my skin, so that gives me a real better way to analyze everything.
Okay, well, I will put it on here because I already have on fragrance. Okay.
I have on fragrance, but I didn't put on my hands on anything.
Okay. So I think what we're going to do is we'll do a brief review of each fragrance and then we'll compare them. Because since there's three of them, we don't want the video to be too long.
Yeah, perfect.
So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to compare bottles, so the presentation, notes, and wear an experience kind of thing. Okay? Let's get started.
Pretty strong advising.
This one is a 50 ml.
Skin.
Oh, you're gonna. It's in my mouth. So this one is 50 mils, and the bottle looks like those glass that people drink. I guess alcohol.
Those whiskey.
Those whiskey kinds of
those,
At the top you get it's spicy and boozy. Lots of cardamom.
Boozy,
you could tell the cardamom is it. What are the notes?
Dominant.
Yeah.
So the notes are...
You get the cardamom. It's sweet. It's boozy. It's spicy. Oh, it is such a good fragrance.
Top notes is the cognac. Middle notes are cinnamon, tonka bean, oak, and Kilian. Base notes are vanilla, praline, sandalwood, and candied almond.
Oh, candied almond. Okay.
Yeah.
For sure, you can smell the cognac.
Yeah. I can smell the tonka bean.
Cinnamon, tonka bean, vanilla, praline, sandalwood. Like, you get all those fragrances. For some weird reason, you can smell almost all of them. It's perfectly blended. Yeah. It's amazing. It's a staple for like fall.
You know what?
Winter season.
Every time I smell tonka bean, it always takes me back home. Like growing up, we always used to go. There's something that we call canka bean. We call it canka bean, but I think the right name for it is tonka bean. It's one of those fruits where it's very sweet. When it ripes, you go climb up the tree. It's almost like a nutmeg, but it's not nutmeg. It's in that same family. And then when you eat that fruit, there's that seed, that tonka bean seed, and that's that aroma. That's where you get that oil and that tonka. And so that always reminds me of tonka bean. It always brings me back every time I smell tonka bean.
Okay.
It brings me back to that. And that tonka bean, I can remember when it's that dry, that you could have it in any room, just one or two seeds, and you're gonna smell it.
Okay.
Very, very strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's there. The wearing experience. Like I've had this one for about 2 years. I've worn it a few times. I actually wore it just recently, I think. Really good, boozy, sweet, sticky, sweet, amazing fragrance. It lasts a very long time. It projects. You will smell. Like people will smell you. So what would you say?
Yeah, I would second that. It's like I said, the tonka bean, you can get all of those. Like it's really well blended. Very boozy, sexy. It's like a gentleman scent. Like
I find it unisex.
It's unisex.
Yeah.
It's unisex. But if a man has to wear it,
it's yes.
it's like
yes.
a, gentleman.
It kind of fits the wearer.
Fits the right
kind
correct.
of thing. Because when I wear it, I don't find it smells masculine.
No,
but when you wear it, it smells.
Exactly.
It suits you as well.
You.
So I think it's
one
a
of those
perfectly
that,
unisex fragrance.
definitely.
Even though it's boozy, I think it's perfectly unisex. Okay.
Yep.
So the next one is Lattafa's Khamrah. So just to compare the bottles already, they're different. This one is 100 ml. So you get a bigger bottle at a fraction of the cost. This one here, I can't, because I bought it about 2 years ago. I can't remember how much it is, but I would say easily over 250 Canadian, probably even more. And this one was 50 something Canadian.
Yeah.
So huge price difference. You get a much bigger bottle. And this is heavy. Like I thought, for years, I would watch people review this, and I thought maybe it would be plastic.
Yeah,
it would feel cheap, especially for the price. But it is heavy. It's good quality.
Yeah,
they invested in this one.
It doesn't give that cheap.
So, as I said, this is Lattafa's Khamrah. So we're gonna spell this one. The cap though is plastic.
I think the cap is plastic.
For both of them, they're plastic. Yeah. They feel about the same. This one feels just a little bit heavier, but it is bigger.
Really, the only difference
it's the glass,
in the bottles, both is glass. One is in a square shape and one is in a round shape, pretty much.
Well, and that's twice.
Bigger,
You get way more,
yeah. So that's pretty much. But in terms of the quality of the presentation of the bottle and everything,
I would say it's
the
about
quality
the same.
is top
Even like the plaque, like this plaque is different. Yeah. It's like, they're different shapes as well. So those are the differences as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quality.
Let's see how it smells. We already smelled that one.
Smell this one.
It's gonna. Okay. So the atomizer on this isn't as nice as the Kilian. This is nice. This one I've never worn. We've sprayed a few times.
Yeah, sprayed a few times. I've never really wear it myself.
This one is not as sweet, I would say. It's not
as sweet.
There's not much cardamom I'm getting. What are the notes for this one?
The notes for this one is top notes are cinnamon, nutmeg, and bergamot. Middle notes are dates, praline, tuberose, and mahonial. Base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, amberwood, and myrrh, benzoin, and
Yes, that's akigala wood.
Akigala wood. I don't get the tonka in that one.
Yeah. This one isn't as sweet, it's not as sticky. I'm just trying to see what this one. I don't even find it as boozy, but this one doesn't have the cognac like the Kilian one does.
It's sweet for sure. It's a little sexy on the sexy side, sweet for sure, but it has like a brightness to it.
So pretty much the only similar notes are the praline, the cinnamon, the vanilla, and yes, I already said praline, praline. And that's like the only notes that are similar. This has myrrh. So it does have a little of that incense kind of vibes, and you have the akigala wood, but I don't find it to be as woody as the Kilian.
I think the difference in that one sweetness, I'm getting like a chocolate kind of sweet, like a chocolatey kind of sweetness.
In this one here, in the Khamrah?
Yeah. Like a chocolate kind of sweet. No, this one.
Okay, to me, it doesn't even smell similar.
No, it doesn't smell
similar. If someone had just walked up to me and give me 2 strips to smell, I wouldn't have never thought that they were similar. Actually, take that back. When you do smell it,
I get as it dried out, I started getting a little more booziness. I'm starting to get a little more
It's
boozy.
actually quite similar on strip. It is.
Yeah. Let it sink in.
But still, the Kilian is more boozy and sweeter to my nose.
Sure.
That's what I
For
think.
sure.
And it's woodier as well.
For sure.
Okay. Again, we don't have much wearing experience with this one here.
Yeah.
So our review pretty much is we've smelled it many times before. We've never like full body worn it. We've sprayed it on our hands or in the air. But you full body worn this one before?
No, it's not one of those I've like put on and go anywhere. Like since we got it, I spray it on my hands, smell it, whatever, from time and again. But it's not one that I wear and
For me, the reason I haven't worn it as yet, I think we got this maybe just 2 or so months ago. When I first opened it and we sprayed it, I didn't like it. I said, why on earth are people saying this smells like Kilian? And I figured because it needs to macerate. So that's why. But now that it's macerated, it actually does smell very similar.
Yeah, it's similar, especially as it dries down. Especially as it dries down. It does
but still, similar. I prefer this one.
It's just the
and this also, I think a part of me is just like, if I have to wear one of them, I still would prefer to grab this so far. But that is that. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is Lattafa Qahwa. So as you can see, it's the bottles they're similar. They say technically the Qahwa is not a clone or a flanker. It's a standalone fragrance. But they put it in the same bottle. It looks very similar. The only difference is the Qahwa. The color obviously is different. The juice
darker look
is different. This one is lighter or darker, I guess. The bottom of the bottle is like dark and it's kind of like sort of like an ombre look. But it's different. The bottle is
what it looks like to me. This one looks like red label and black label. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
That's what I get. I might be wrong, but yeah, red label and black label.
This one you've said you've worn before.
Yeah, this one I put on for what, maybe 2 days. This one for sure lasts very long. We're gonna give it some sprays. We'll give it some sprays in the car. Go ahead. Yeah, this one is.
It is different. This is spicy. It smells like it has some chocolate.
Some coffee.
Coffee. That's what it is, yes.
Coffee for
it's
sure.
Probably coffee, yes. It is definitely different. This is its own thing.
So what I found when I first put it on, just like the Qahwa, when I first smelled it, like, whoa, like, I wasn't really feeling it, but then when it sit on the skin and it stayed there and it dried out more, I was rocking. And it's definitely, by just smelling the two of them now, it's definitely giving that vibe where it's on its own. And especially as it starts to dry down, it definitely gives that vibe.
And it's sweet. Can we see the notes?
Yes, the notes.
Let's talk about the notes for this one. See if we're right.
So the notes for this one is, the top notes are cinnamon, cardamom, and ginger. Middle notes are praline, candied fruits, and white florals. Base notes are vanilla, coffee, tonka bean, benzoin, and musk. Right? So this one.
And that's the ginger give it that spiciness in the opening that I picked up.
This one, even when it dried out too, you get a little bit, not much, a little bit like a Gourmand.
I would agree with the florals, candied fruits. To me, I smell ginger.
Like niche. It almost want to smell like that.
I smell ginger.
I get the coffee for sure.
The florals,
a little bit of tonka.
Coffee, tonka, and that musk. And it's sweet. The praline is showing its face.
Yeah. And so
this
far,
is different. This one is really nice.
So far,
I
prefer this one than the angel share and the Qahwa. Yep, I prefer this one. Definitely rock
And
one.
this one, I think, leans a little bit more masculine.
Yeah,
The,
and this one
the
has a little
Qahwa,
more. It has a
to
little
me, it
more
leans more
darkness to
masculine.
it. The sweetness has a little more darkness to it, which is maybe why it leans me more on the masculine side. But yeah.
Even though it does have a very dominant floral take as well, like it smells like a floral fragrance as well. Like I would wear it. So not to say that it's a full-on masculine fragrance. To me, just leaned a tiny bit
So
on the
you think
masculine
you
side,
would
but
wear it?
I
You could
would
pull it
wear
off.
it. I think I could pull it off.
Pull it off.
Yes, I could pull it off.
Again, too, when I put that one on too, it gave me that same effect. When I first went in, I pulled out, I'm like, yeah. You get like a kind of a strong kind of alcohol scent, but then as it sit, it rests, let it rest on the skin. You let it sit for a bit. Yeah, this one, definitely my favorite.
You prefer out of all the three,
out of the Angel Share, the Khamrah, definitely my favorite. I like, although I'm not a coffee person, but I like that blend with that coffee.
The coffee isn't very.
Yeah, it isn't very.
It doesn't overwhelm it
and that's
or anything like that.
That's what I
it
like.
just sits there in the background. You know it's there.
You know it's
but
there.
It's not making a scene or anything like that.
And it blends nice with everything, with the tonka, with the cinnamon, the ginger. Yeah, I love the spices in that one.
The quality of this is so good. And again, this was like 50 something Canadian.
I mean, when you see a bottle like this or a perfume like for the price, you kind of like you pay, you get what you're paying for.
Honestly,
like really
if I didn't have Kilian and I smell the other two, I wouldn't feel like I needed to buy Kilian Angel Share. Even though I really, really like Angel Share, I do. So
having said that, which one do you like?
For the three, I still prefer Angel Share. But if you don't have Angel Share, but you want, even though it's not technically a flanker of Angel Share, but I would say it's a long lost cousin. And what I mean is it's kind of in the family, but it's not so closely related where it's a direct clone of Angel Share, but it's similar enough where you can still get that Angel Share vibes without it being a clone. Like the Khamrah is a direct clone of Angel Share. Qahwa is doing its own thing, but it still can hang out and fit in and seem like family. And I would do Qahwa over the Khamrah. I will do Kilian. I have Kilian, so I would still prefer that. But if I didn't have Kilian and I don't want to spend all that money, but I want that kind of DNA fragrance, that Angel Share is, easy decision. Get Khamrah or get Qahwa. It's they're such good qualities.
Most definitely.
And if you get them and you spray them and you're like, what are these people talking about? What are all these reviewers talking about? Give it some time. Because when I first got them and I sprayed them, I was not blown away. It smelled cheap. It smelled like something you paid $50 something for. Yeah. But we have sprayed it a couple times and now even more. It's sat since the last time we sprayed it. It smells even better. The quality is insane for the price. So I would say easily
very, very much so.
Give it a shot. If you get it and you're not sure, empty out that straw and let it sit for a bit and come back to it and you'll be surprised how the quality is. Like, again, if you spray all those three on a strip and ask me what are the prices, I would know that those two are the price range is such a huge gap. I would say they're about the same price easily. Yeah. So that's what I think of them. Now, I've never worn them. You've worn Qahwa. You said it lasts a very long time, so that's good. I haven't worn any of those two. I'm just giving it my kind of first impression,
but
of them. Even though I've smelled it a couple times, yeah.
It smells like.
But yeah.
Yeah, but definitely what I think of these two guys is with this one you get more of a sweet kind of chocolatey. Although I haven't wear it that much, but you know, coming back and smell it now, that's what I get from it, like that kind of chocolatey kind of scent. You get the tonka in there for sure. But this one, like I said, I'm not sure how long this one will last, so it's interesting when I put this one, see how well it performs. But with this one, you smell the coffee, it's a little more darker sweetness to it, and it lasts very long. And definitely this one in the dry down, it even, you know, it separates itself very much so from the other two. So you definitely can buy both of them, and you would be wondering, well, wait a minute, why do I have the two same perfume? Definitely you won't get it with these two. So you can go ahead and buy these two, and you can definitely have two different scents. So that's what.
But even though they're different, they still kind of belong in the same family range.
Correct.
If you want only one, you can get one. If you have both, they're not so close together where you feel like you're getting the same perfumes.
Right.
And for the prices, it's really not bad even if you get both. But I'm surprised by the quality of them.
Right.
Compared to when we first got it and I sprayed it, I was like, oh my gosh.
No, I think Lattafa,
but now,
their game is, they're doing a really good job. They're not just, you know, trying to put stuff out there. They're taking their time and making these things, and they're doing a really good job. Just on the bottle and on the perfume as well, really good job. Very nice.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching. We truly appreciate it.
And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Drop a comment below with your thoughts or suggestion in what we should review next.
Until next time, stay scented.
Stay scented, share the vibe, hit subscribe and join the tribe. Smell